Now, Touche Hotel, you can't help notice the Touche Hotel when you come over Winegates and look down at the town of Greystones. There it is, an imposing building. It probably had grown itself as regards being a hotel, but the building is there, and many people see it as part of the fabric of Greystones. But what's its future? Cllr Derek Mitchell joins us. Derek, good morning.
Good morning, Declan.
Good morning. So, the Touche Hotel, what's its current status?
Well, the current status is it's been out of action for about 20 years and becoming more and more derelict every year. And there's been a number of proposals to develop it. The most recent one, which took about a year and a half to get planning commission, got permission in early this year after a Board Penola appeal. And that was for 27 houses on the site. 5 of them in the old structure, like a terrace of quite tall 4 or 5 story houses together, retaining the outside walls of the old structure. And then the rest would be 22 modern houses, mostly on the seaside of it, but allowing you to view it, the old structure, from the seaside. So that's the current status, and it's been getting worse and worse. There were people in it over the summer. There have been fires, and it's not going to last that much longer. So myself and Grainne McLoughlin got the council to put a derelict site notice on this, and from the 1st of September, the owners of the site will have to pay a 3% off the value levy each year.
Is it secure? It sounds like it's not secure as a site.
It isn't fully secure, no. And it's very difficult to secure a site in the middle of a town unless you have some permanent sort of presence there. And they don't. It's empty. And there have been people getting in. It's not too easy to get in, but it is possible. So they need to secure it, and they need to tidy it up. So in order to try and get some progress on this, this derelict site levy is now on it, and they will be charged 3% unless they get on and do this work.
And how is it valued to impose 3%?
Well, I don't know. So I suppose they would have bought the site without planning permission for many millions, and therefore it's 3% of that. So what we want in Greystones, though, is to get on with the plan to build the 27 houses and make the whole place a credit. And it is the most prominent building in Greystones, and it looks dreadful. So that's where the status is at the moment. But after we put this levy on, the developer asked to meet Cllr McLoughlin and myself, and we met them with their structural engineers and architects, and they are suggesting that what they would like to do, the planning commission requires them to reinstate the current old structure, not the modern buildings surrounding it. And so they say that it's not feasible to do that, but what they are prepared to do is to rebuild the whole thing as a faithful reproduction of what's there. And this will need a change in the planning permission and also change in the architectural conservation area rules for that area, which specify that the walls of this building must be kept.
Right, so basically it's all up in the air. And
it is, but we need progress on this. It looks awful. And I told them certainly that I wouldn't be opposed to rebuilding it faithfully, but I would be very sceptical that once we had a pile of bricks that anybody wouldn't come up with another excuse not to build it, and they'd have to give a big cash deposit to the council, which would enable the council to rebuild it if we didn't do it in 2 years. So it's really up to them to go through the planning procedures, but we need to have this done urgently, because 20 years, the building won't stay up forever, being badly maintained as it is, so we need progress.
Yeah, and people want to see part of their town preserved in some way there.
Well, it's very central, and the harbour houses are now starting selling, I think, next week, so that's progressing, and we need this place tidied up. Now, what we've also done is we've asked the council officials for the next municipal district meeting in September to produce a list of what their powers are, what can we do to compel them to reinstate this building and to get expensive, but this is a very prominent building, and we need to crack the whip on the developer and get on with it.
All right, thanks very much indeed. That is Councillor Derek Mitchell there in Greystones about the Touche Hotel, and we'll see what its future is.